Hi, my name is Ruben and this is my review for Netflix's original film, Bird Box. Just a quick mention that BenQ has sponsored this review, woohoo! So there will be a 30-second ad towards the end of the review. It's an ad which I created, it's fun, informative, and it's a fantastic deal on a 32K inch 4K HDR screen, and the deal only lasts until December the 31st, so if you're looking for a great Boxing Day present or upgrading your screen, grab it while you can. In case you don't know how I review my films, I give a short synopsis, what it's about, then I talk about what I like, then I talk about what I don't like, followed by a fact or something interesting about the movie and or actors, and then I give my rating. But for now, let's jump into the review. So Bird Box is directed by Academy Award winner Susan Bier. I recently saw a miniseries called The Night Manager with Tom Hiddleston and Hugh Laurie, which she directed, and that was amazing. Bird Box is about a mysterious force that decimates the world's population. Sandra Bullock is the main protagonist who has to survive in a world where if you see the force, you die in some way or another. Sandra Bullock's character Mallory meets up with a band of people as they try to figure out what's going on and how they can survive it, and that's the basic premise of the story. I'm not going to say much more than that because I think if I do, I'll be giving stuff away. So, what I like about the film. Bird Box had me gripped from the get-go, right from the opening. The way the story is told at the beginning to that moment where all hell breaks loose, to that moment where the shit hits the fan. When you reach that moment, you are already on edge. The pacing of the film is like a roller coaster that never really gives you time to relax. Even in the dialogue moments, you are on edge and wondering what's about to happen. I read somewhere recently, someone was complaining about the film already. They were saying that it's a quiet place, but exchanged the loss of hearing for the loss of sight. And while I can see what they were talking about, I think to put it in the corner in that kind of quiet place box would be doing both films a disservice, because both are quite unique. This film is seriously tense. I think that's down to the director and how well the director has directed. From the side characters which we love to hate, like John Malkovich's character Douglas, to the main character Mallory, who is not a hero until she has to be. And this is one of the main reasons I enjoyed this movie, because the choices that the characters have to make are hard, and watching them decide between what is right and wrong in the midst of self-preservation was really interesting to watch. I watched this film with my wife, and I remember us talking about these choices which the characters had to make in the situations they were facing during the film. And I'd normally be the first one to tell someone to shut up if they were talking during the film. But my wife and I were so invested in the characters that we were discussing what we would do like it mattered during the film. Like our choices would somehow help the characters, which was nonsense of course, but we were so invested in the film. And I think this is down to some really great directing. Not only are the characters directed well, but there are some really interesting uses of shots. Very creative in terms of how you show characters who are unable to see. Every shot has a purpose and furthers the plot. There is honestly no weak link from acting, music, score, directing, editing, pacing and tone. It all furthers the plot, it all furthers the tension. And so by the time you're like midway through the film, you're really invested in the characters and the story, and you really want to know what's going to happen. And a lot of the time you'll be holding your breath because you're like, don't let that happen. Oh, that's about to happen. I can't believe they just did that. Very well done. Now for my dislikes. I know it's based on a book, which I have not read, but the ending felt very meh. My wife and I felt like, wow, we just went through all of that and then you leave us like this. I wanted more questions answered, and it's definitely a story where it leaves you to find out more about the story as the plot progresses. But sometimes you just really want to be told some information, especially as you reach the end. If you've read the book and seen the film, let me know what you thought about the film's ending. I was like, oh, I've gone through all of that, and now you're going to leave me like this with unanswered questions about the world. Not that you have to have all questions answered, but there were just a few key things that I would have really liked to have known. And that's about all on the dislikes. It's a really strong, tense film that is well acted and directed. The story is strange enough for me to want to go back and watch it a second time to see some of the clues or some of the things I missed. And it's also shown in select cinemas. It's definitely a film you want to see in all its glory, whether it's at the cinema or on a really great 4K HDR screen. Speaking of which, here is the ad I mentioned earlier.
So BenQ's ultimate 32-inch 4K HDR 60Hz monitor is by far one of the best damn screens we've ever had the pleasure to view. It has high dynamic resolution and plays in true 4K. But wait, there's more. Unlike some other 4K screens, this one also has HDR10, which means you really will get a real immersive true 4K experience on your gaming systems.
But wait! There's more!
Its ultra slim design is super sexy and is 31.5 inches from corner to corner and has an aspect ratio of 16:9. But you don't just get a screen, you also get a robust stand that's bomb-proof. Disclaimer, don't test this, we are joking. What we don't joke about though is the fact that you can also tilt the screen for the perfect optimal viewing position, and wait just a moment, don't go. You guessed it, there's even more. This screen has not one but two HDMI ports and jack input next to the USB, so many inputs for your input needs. It has a super sexy, easy, non-fiddly menu to navigate with some beautiful looking buttons and a special one at that to switch both the HDR and brightness intelligence modes on and off very quickly. And for what is almost certainly one of the best things about this here monitor is the BI mode and non-flicker ability. BI stands for brightness intelligence, has eye care build technology built into it. This is one amazing true 4K screen that will play Netflix's HDR content and games that have the ability in all their glory. Click the link in the description if we have piqued your interest. But wait, there's more! Oh, I'm actually kidding now. Just buy the darn thing.
Thanks for sticking with me. Here's the interesting fact. Did you know that Sandra worked with a blind man in preparation for the role as Mallory to experience and learn what someone who's fully blind goes through? I think that's great preparation. I'm going to give Bird Box a B+. Thanks for watching this review. If you want to make use of the great screen deal from BenQ, then please use the link and code in the description. Delivery is free and the price is cheaper than that of Amazon's listing, so grab it while you can. It only lasts until December the 31st. And please do hit that bell and subscribe if you like this review. And remember, until next time, live long and Tuesday.